Well, good morning, good evening, and even good afternoon to those who are interested to learn the English of nonverbal communication messages. Today, I'm talking about nonverbal communication messages. What are the nonverbal communication messages? I'm going to bring some of the features of nonverbal communication messages. Nonverbal messages express inner feelings. They are effective for short and brief communications. They offer several advantages in the communication process. They can be used to communicate with people who may not understand your language. You can communicate verbally, non-verbally, if you do not want others to hear you. Even in silence, you can communicate it through gestures, facial expressions, and other cues. With signs, you can communicate with people far away from you. They are useful to communicate feelings and realities of day-to-day life. This is what nonverbal communication message is. In nonverbal communication message, we can give a picture, we can use the gestures, we can use physical appearance and other things to communicate. We never speak, but we see the objects. And through the objects and the things, that is what we can see. We can get the message. That would be communicating message. We do not need any other informations, other explanations except the objects themselves, right? This is how we can have nonverbal communication messages. It is one of the messages out of four types of communication messages in English business. In business English, first is a written communication message, second one is oral communication message, third one is visual messages, and the last one is nonverbal messages. So, nonverbal communication messages include physical appearance, tone of voice, body language, facial expressions, and eye contact, use of space, thoughts, use of time, and physical environment. These are the features of nonverbal communication messages. Now let's talk about these all features in detail. Physical appearance. This means the first thing people notice when we meet them is our appearance, our look, height, weight, and even facial features tell much about us non-verbally. We do not need to communicate. These things can communicate automatically. It is often believed that physically attractive people look more professional and more desirable than less attractive people. They may also perform better in their jobs and get better pays and promotion. People in one culture may consider, only one, two times I have written, may consider, not double may consider a thing, please remove this, may consider a thing, not double, single one. Thin person less competent and less authoritative than a person with some weight, while the same person may be considered healthy and attractive in another culture. Our clothes and dress, colors and hairstyle also tell a lot about our interest, age, personality, taste, and the sex. Professional dress is often associated with status, experience, authority, and influence. We may require to be in formal dress, neat and clean, and well groomed in professional position. We need to appear with a bath body, clean fingernails, and fresh breath when we are in our professional position. Sorry. Okay. Next one is a tone of voice. Sometimes how something is said tells more about a person than what is said by the person. High pitch may be desirable in some cultures and contexts. It is generally considered socially attractive, powerful, knowledgeable and trustworthy in America to speak aloud and fast. That means in America, if a person speaks aloud and very fast, and it is thought that the person is attractive, more powerful and knowledgeable, and even trustworthy. But in Japan, it is considered impolite and rude type of manners. Now, body language. This is another non-verbal communication message. Body language is the study of gestures and movement of the body. Gestures help to communicate particular messages. Placing an index finger on the lips means to keep quiet. Body language also includes postures and other activities. There are many ways of body language to communicate non-verbally. Facial expressions and eye contact. Now, our face and eyes reveal much about who we are and about our emotions and feelings. They reveal our happiness, sadness, anger, irritation, frustration, embarrassment, and many other complex emotions. Studies have shown that people who smile more are considered to be more intelligent than people who smile less. So a smiling person is supposed to be more intelligent than unsmiling person. So many business men prefer the sell persons who smile more, or the person who is always smiling is often preferred, often easy to get job in the business sectors as salespeople. Use of space now. This is another non-verbal communication. Space and distance tell something about who we are and how we feel. In Western cultures, distinction is made between four types of spaces. Intimate space is from 0 to 1.5 feet from a person. It is only with the person who is well introduced, well acquainted person. This distance, this space. Personal space, that is from 1.5 to 4 feet from a person. It is for conversation with family and friends. When we are having a conversation with family and friends, we must have at least from 1.5 feet to 4 feet. And another one is social space, from 4 to 12 feet from a person, that is called social space. It is for formal group interactions and professional relationships. And the last one is public space, that starts at 12 feet from a person, used by speakers making a public speech or presentation. This personal public space is generally identified through the person speaking in the public speech or presenting the ideas by the person to the audience. And next one, visual non-verbal communication, is thought. The study of how we thought someone is related to our sense of space. Some people use a lot of thoughts to communicate with others, such as hugging, putting others' arms around others, their arms around others, patting on the shoulders or back and handshaking, right? These are kinds of touches. Touching can be cultural norms. In our culture, it is common for elderly people. In our means in Nepalese culture, it is very common for elderly people to touch the forehead of their younger relatives. Likewise, young people touch the feet of elderly relatives. In the Middle East and Europe, men kiss each other in greeting. This is another concept of touching. So touching also differs person to person, culture to culture, society to society, and region to region. Now, use of time. Time is the most important thing in the world. So time has been understood in a different form. Nepalese people perhaps do not have the punctuality in their time. So it is always commented that they have the lack of sense of time. It shows that time is to be exact and we need to be punctual. Many people think that time is money. In modern workplaces, people who arrive on time who meet deadlines, finish their work on time, and leave work on time are perceived positively. Means they are always worshipped, they are always appreciated. Who come on time, they are loved. Who meet deadlines of the work, they are always praised. Who finish their work on time, they are always appreciated. Who leave their work on time, that is also taken positively. Effective and precise use of time can be productive for business, and it can also lead to better pay and promotion. Last one, perhaps, physical environment. Physical environment refers about the layout of a room, sitting positions, arrangements, which determines communications. If the room is well decorated and maybe if it is scented, if it is standard, it gives a different types of environmental message that communicates itself. People do not have to communicate. The objects, the environment of the room itself communicates. The objects in an office room and decoration can draw the positive and more productive environment, and such things automatically communicate the positive things. Non-verbal messages may also include signs, symbols, as well as charts, graphs, and pictures. These are some of the items of non-verbal communication. This is all about business communication, non-verbal business communication. So far I have talked four types of messages. First one is written business communication message. Second one, oral business communication message. And the third one, visual business communication message. And the last one is non-verbal communication messages. All these four types of messages I have posted in this channel. So please go through these all informations and find the differences between oral and written communication, visual and non-verbal communication, find the linkages of them, find the similarities and differences, and that would be more meaningful to use the language in business communication sectors. This is how this chapter, the concept of four types of business communication messages I have posted. Please read it, enjoy it, use it, and get the maximum benefit from such ideas for your own enhancement of ability, capacity, and the way of dealing with the people, way of using the time, way of making the physical environment in the business house, and use of space, use of process of touching, facial expressions, and eye contact having with the people, and tone of voice, and even how we use body language. All these things are very important for our business communication. So I think that would be good enough for all of you. Thank you that you can enjoy these ideas.